someone say stressed? What are you stressed about?
Fourth year.
Fourth year? Fourth year is not something you should be stressed about. I think first thing is, let's get out of this prison. Hi there, didn't see you there. I think I forgot to introduce myself before. My name's Edmond and I'm a 5th year this year. So I heard you want some tips about going into 4th year, is it? Well, I think the single most important thing that you can do to help you in your year is definitely be present and be there during your placements. People have asked me before, like, what's the biggest priority in terms of psych, GP, women's and peds? And I think the answer to that is whatever rotation you're on is the most important thing that you should be studying. It's really important to be trying to consolidate whatever you see on the wards with book knowledge and try to consolidate whatever you read about on the wards as well. So definitely being present and trying to engage with your team. And I think you'll find during the year that you'll have opportunities to go home early or go home to the library. But it definitely is much better use of your time if you're actually present in the wards. Another thing I found really important during the year was to try and be consistent with my learning as well. 4th year is a year where you don't really have time to cram because there's too much content. And this means that you should be doing things every day, a little bit every day, to try and consolidate your knowledge and build upon your knowledge. And for me, this meant trying to study at least 2 hours every day. And this meant studying a broad range of things as well. So it wasn't just the things I was placed on at the moment, but also things like OSCEs during the year was very important as well. I had a study group that I practiced OSCEs with from really early on in the year, and I found that helped when it got to OSCE time because I didn't have to cram for anything. Another thing I found really important during the year was trying to find a balance between studying by yourself and studying in groups. Definitely in terms of consolidating knowledge and doing things like practice questions, it was beneficial to study by myself. But also studying in groups is really good for things like information gathering, as well as having other people's opinions on, for example, EMQs or how to approach a particular condition or something that you're studying. For me, I found earlier in the year, I was probably studying more by myself, and then towards the end of the year, it was definitely more in study groups. I think by the time you get to exams, you really know what you know, and by that I mean things that are in your notes and things that you've seen. You've got it. And what will separate you from other students or will help you get to the next level is trying to expand the wealth of knowledge that you have. And this is where study groups is really beneficial because people will see things from a different point of view. People will find different points important. And that really helps when it comes to the exam time. The questions that I knew I got wrong in the exams were because I just had never seen it before. And if I had the opportunity to see it, whether I'd be reading about it or in a study group, that would have been really good. Another thing that I really want to highlight when it comes to studying is that it's really important to be holistic and complete, and you want to understand everything you can about a condition. The way I thought about it was, what would happen if this condition came up in OSCE? And it doesn't even matter if it's a small, rare condition. I found it really important to try and understand everything I could about the condition, even the small things like epidemiology or pathophysiology. Management is again very important in 4th year and something that's stressed more in OSCEs this year. And for the conditions that you learn about, you should be able to manage them. For example, if you were the doctor. I think it's important to think about managing the conditions not just as a med student anymore. We're going to be doctors soon and you should be trying to manage these conditions from a doctor's point of view. And the most important thing is how much you want to enjoy the year. There's definitely a balance between studying and not studying. And for me, every day I would take time off from studying, and I would argue it took as much time off studying as I did studying during the year. Just make sure you enjoy the year. Still enjoy your life. Although you're a med student, you're also a human being and a person. And yeah, enjoy the year. It's a good year. I'm more than happy to be contacted if you want help, like tips for studying or on study things. But yeah, contact me, email me, call me, message me on Facebook.